It's fine, it's just the title
Okay.
slide.
You can go on.
Oh, okay. So I had chapter 6, which is Tiny but Lethal. This is Simon. Okay, that's still not the color, but that's okay. So it's supposed to be like a goldish color to show like wealth and like, I don't know, gold is just like a rich thing. And so I ended up going with the last one of the triangle because he's just kind of goofy looking. This is Lynette, and I made it's supposed to be red, yeah, ish. I gave her a red outlining because to kind of go with Jackie, just like as they're enemies, and I gave her the triangle top to match Simon. Okay, I spelled Poirot whatever wrong. I meant to go back and fix that. So the top one is Jackie, and I ended up going with the one on the far over there. And then Poirot is on like last, and I gave him a hat. It looks funny. So this is my first scene, and it's when Jackie is talking about holding the gun up to Lynette's head and shooting her. I tried to add some depth and give it a road. Okay, I actually had another draft, but I don't think I put it in because there's supposed to be a building off to the side over here because they're like in the town or something. But yeah, so that's that one. And then in this scene, this is when Simon and Lynette are on the little carriage thing going to get on the boat, and Jackie's following them. So then I switched it and realized that like they were hiding, so like I put them behind a tree and she passed them. And then in this one, they're like still in the little villager area thing, and he's holding like the smoker, whatever that thing is, and like talking about how he got it for Lynette. And then I put him back in the distance just to, yeah, I don't know. And that's it.
I like how you made Poirot or Poirot.
Thank you.
I think the hat and the tie distinguishes it at the time.
Well, in this scene, it kind of like, maybe I would set Lynette back because it's like overlapping the horses, so it kind of looks
Yeah.
like she's ahead of them.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know.
Why did you choose Jackie's facial expression, or are those her eyes?
Those are her eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. I just had them from the scene before with her with the gun, and I thought they looked peaceful-ish. I don't know.
What is that? Looks like orange, like gold netting next to each horse.
That's supposed to be their tail.
Oh.
I was having some issues, and the wheel is supposed to be behind their tail. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling you really had you did have
Yeah.
another draft, that this isn't really
I did.
quite the complete version here. But still, since this is what's up, we need to work with it. So what kind of advice and observations? First thing I'm going to say is that you're not allowed to use those cloud shapes. I specifically said do not use them. So you
Even
wanted,
if I made my own.
Those aren't the clouds. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's prefab. They're not different, are they?
I made it out of circles.
You made it out of circles?
Yeah.
So then what do you have? How are you blocking that? With the middle circle there? Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you go with it. But I don't think they're very, it's legal, but I don't think they're very effective trees. What kind of trees are there? We're in Egypt.
They're palm trees.
Yeah. And these are like, you know, the basic shape we get for a deciduous tree, or signals a deciduous tree. And we're in a tropical area here. So I think I would rethink those trees And it's not really going to be particularly effective to have each tree exactly the same anyway, just different size.
Yep.
But maybe you can think of a way of doing something like palm fronds or something that you can add at different angles or something to get away from that tree symbol as opposed to tree. Now, I think it's good that you've got Lynette and Simon obscured back there, but they may be almost a little too small. Maybe they need to drop down a little bit or something so we really see their heads or see them a little bigger or something, because it's almost hard to pick up the fact that they're hidden as opposed to they're just not important to the frame. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to somehow exaggerate that, and you might even be able to do that by shifting the road a little bit so that they definitely look hidden,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, some other questions and comments. You can ask for different screens.
I would suggest changing Jackie's eyes because she's not peaceful.
Yeah, no.
The rest of you?
I think you should work with the scale because if you see the tree, I think it's furthermore, but it's smaller than Lynette and Simon. Like they should be bigger, or the trees should be farther back.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the scales, of course.
Yeah.
Just to get rid of your frustration with the wheel.
Yeah, right.
I get why you put like the tree right in front of Lynette and Simon, like to hide them, but I think like the trunk shouldn't be in the road. Like if you can still hide them with the leaves, just
Yeah.
it looks kind of like they're gonna run into the tree.
Yeah, I think you have to work out that part of it to make it hidden, but you need a different tree to start with, and you maybe need to run the road in a slightly different direction so that you can show that they're consciously hiding, not just that they're farther back. Kyle, did you have a,
Yeah, that's
yeah, okay. You want to look at one of the other screens real quickly or something? Some of you are not clicking here on some of the things you should have
the tree.
picked
Could
up.
you go back to the first one?
What about the characters? What about this thought bubble here?
I think the characters should be closer together since
Yeah.
they were talking.
Or that
Like she was addressing.
Pablo should be in front of her, because she's not like trying to make it like a bold thing. It's more of a discussion. He's
Yeah.
listening.
What is actually occurring in this scene?
Well, it looks like the thought bubble is coming from Perot and not Jackie.
Or as a unified thing.
Actually, wasn't she talking about herself?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the little bit of the confusion here. Because we're led to believe, as I interpret the scene, that Poirot is a little afraid, or she's trying to make him afraid that she's going to kill herself. And yet we have to keep in mind the possibility that somebody else is going to be killed. But I don't know whether or not we're really focused on Jackie being her victim at this point. And I do think you've got to bring these characters into conversation. Rather than putting the objects of the dramatic moment together, here you need to work on making the drama show among the two of them, something that the dramatic moment there. The other thing I was going to say about Poirot, I'm not really sure about Poirot's hat. Was anyone else troubled by this?
I said that hat was okay because of the scene and how he was still wearing it, but
But the nature of the hat is what I'm getting at. It looks almost more like a sombrero to me than the kind of hat that he would wear in this climate, where you might expect a pith helmet or something that does protect you from the sun, but not quite that kind of huge brim, et cetera, et cetera. You might rethink the hat a little bit too, because I think it can be a little bit of a distraction. Other comments or questions?
Also a little technical thing, on the left-hand side, it's supposed to be a road, right?
Yeah,
The line should probably extend all the way back. then.
I had fixed it in
Yeah.
before. Yeah. I just don't know what happened to my other draft that I did, but yeah,
Okay.
that's okay.
Thank you very much.